How's it going, everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. Today, I'll be showing you how to build a dice out of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Let me show you what it looks like first. So you click on the button. You click on the button, and from the side right here, it'll show you how many times you rolled a 1, how many times you rolled a 2, and the total number of times that you rolled the dice, which is 13. If you want to learn how to build it, then keep watching the video. Also, before you watch the video, if you don't mind, please smash the like button and subscribe, please. It would really help out a lot. Now let's get started. So first, I'm going to use this live server, and I'll create my boilerplate code, and then a div, which I'll just give it an ID of, how about nothing? I'm not going to give it an ID. Div ID equals cube 1. So this is the default number for the dice. Next, I'll create a button, give it an ID of button, then call it roll the dice. Next, I'll create 6 divs, 7, because each div will be responsible for each number of the dice, like 1 to 6, so we need 6 divs. And also another div for the total number of times you roll the dice, so I'll give this an ID of class counter, class counter, class counter. Class counter, and last class, I'm retrogressing, counter, class equals counter. I'll call this total. I'll give this an ID of 6, since this will be the side that says 6. ID equals 5, 4, ID equals 3, ID equals 2, and the last one, ID equals 1. Now, we're done with our HTML. Time to style some of those divs. So we'll go in our head tag and create 2 style tags. I'll style the button first. I'll give it a font size of 2.5 rem, position, relative, top 120 pixels, left 670 pixels, and I'll also do button : hover, and give it a border of 2 pixels solid black, cursor, pointer. So now when you hover over the button, the border of it will thicken. So now it's 2 pixels. This is only 1, but when you hover over it, it doubles. That's what the hover effect does. Now I'll do the same thing for the body, except give it a background color of slate gray, like that. And I'll style the cube ID. I'll give it a width of 150 pixel, height 150 pixel, background color white, margin auto, display flex, justify, content center, align, items center. I'll give it a font size of 6 rem, font family, Arial Helvetica Sans Serif, and border 1 pixel solid black, box shadow 0020 pixel, and I'll add a hover effect for the cube as well. So when you hover over it, the width will increase by 20 pixel because its original width is actually only 150, and it'll increase to 160, so that's 10 pixels increase. I'll do the same thing for the height. Next, I'll just style the counter class, so font size 30 pixel, div nth child 1. The reason why I typed this is because I didn't give this div an ID, so this div right here that I'm highlighting, I didn't give it an ID, so I have to do nth child, and then pass in 1 for the parentheses, which will style the first div, which is in the body tag. So yeah, top 100 pixel, and we're done with our CSS. Time to move on to some JavaScript. All we have to do is create like maybe 10-15 variables and we'll be ready to go. Var button equals document dot get element by ID. Button, was that the ID of the button? I just want to make sure. Oh, I haven't created a button yet. Let's do that right now. Wait, never mind, I have created the button. Var cube equals document dot get element by ID. Cube var one element, that's what I'll just call it. I don't know what to call it. Document dot get element by ID 1. Var second element equals document dot get element by ID 2. Var third element equals document get element by ID 3. Var fourth element equals document dot get element by ID. Okay, I'll just stop talking since you already know what I'm gonna say. Fifth element and last one, count 6. Now we have to create a sum variable which will add up all of the counters and get the total number of times that you roll the dice. So var sum equals count 1 plus count 2 plus count 3 plus count 4 plus count 5 plus count 6 plus, yeah, that's it, count 6. Now we have to give the button an event listener. Button dot add event listener, click function random number. So this function will listen for a click event. Now we have to create one last variable. I promise you this will be the last one. Var random number equals math.floor math.random times 6, since a dice has 6 sides. But since I did math.floor, if the number is 0, that can't be possible because a dice doesn't have a side with 0 on it, so I have to do +1. So the smallest number it can be is 1. Var, yeah, we're done with that. Now cube.innerHTML equals random number. And if random number equals 1, then we do count 1 plus plus. Else if random number equals 2, we would do count 2 plus plus. And you basically do the same thing for the rest of the count variables. So equals 3, then count 3 plus plus. Else if random number equals 4, count 4 plus plus. Else if random number equals 5, whoops, I didn't mean to put the semicolon, count 5 plus plus. And last one, else if random number equals 6, then we do count 6 plus plus. And we also have to create another if statement. It's sort of related to all this, but not really. So we do if random number equals 1, or random number equals 2, or random number equals 3, or random number equals 4, random number equals 5, random number, oops, I forgot the n, random number double equal 6. Then we want to do sum plus plus. So it doesn't matter what number the dice lands on. As long as it lands on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, the sum will increment by 1. Now we have to do one element, that's the name of the variable we created, .innerHTML equals number of ones, colon, space, plus count 1. Let's see how that looks so far. So I'm going to refresh my page, and now when I roll the dice, every single time I land on the 1, this thing right here will increment by 1. So as you see, I've gotten 16 ones so far. Now I'll do the same thing for the second element. Dot inner HTML equals number of 2's, space, plus count 2. Third element dot inner HTML equals number of 3's, space, plus count 3. Fourth element dot inner HTML equals number of 4's, plus count 4. Fifth element dot inner HTML, let's make sure if that's the right variable. Yes, it is. So number of 5's, colon, space, plus count 5. Sixth element dot inner HTML equals number of 6's. Sorry if I sound like a robot right now. That's just what I say every time while I'm coding. And it can get pretty repetitive sometimes. Anyways, we have our last one, which is sum.innerHTML equals, wait, no, it's, actually I just realized something. I have to create another div and call it and call it var total times rolled equals document.getElement by ID total. So now if we do total times rolled dot inner HTML equals you have rolled the dice plus sum plus times, and we're finished. Let's see if it worked. So I'm going to click it multiple times. Okay, so I've gotten 14 fours so far, 10 twos, 12 twos. Yep, I think it's working the way I want it to. That's all there is for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the video, please subscribe and drop a like, and turn on post notification to make sure you don't miss out on my next video. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a nice day.